What if I told you that crashing a multi-million dollar jet isn't just legal? It's a critical step to keeping you safe. Today we are pulling back the curtain on the shadowy world of flight testing, where engineers deliberately destroy planes, pilots risk their life to stall aircraft at 40,000 feet, and the FAA requires chaos to certify safety. This is how aviation's greatest tragedies are turned into tomorrow's unbreakable rules. I am Joseph Kabulu, and welcome to Flight Realities. Before we begin, the procedures and scenarios discussed today are conducted under rigorously controlled conditions by certified professionals. Do not attempt to recreate any actions described here. This video is for educational purposes only. And to my fellow AvGeeks, I owe you an apology. Last week's video was grounded due to a storm of issues and engagement, but today we are making up for it with a topic so explosive. It redefines what it means to fly safe. You see, the sky is a laboratory, and every aircraft you've ever flown on is the product of calculated violence. To certify a jet, regulators don't just ask, can it fly? They demand, can it survive being destroyed? Meet the test pilots and engineers who bend metal to its breaking point, not to kill passengers, but to save them. Let's start with the VN diagram, the sacred text of aircraft structural limits. This graph maps velocity against load factor, the G forces a plane can endure before its wings snap. To find that edge test, pilots like NASA's Bill Dana, who flew the infamous Droop's Note F-15, deliberately overstressed airframes. Imagine pulling 9 Gs in a 787 until you hear the bang of rivets popping. That sound is the line between a coffee spill and a coffin. But structural failure is just the start. The aerodynamic equivalent of a guitar string snapping mid-concert. At NASA's Armstrong Flight Research Center, engineers mount wings with hydraulics actuators to induce oscillations at frequencies up to 15 Hz. The goal, to find the harmonic that turns carbon fiber into confetti. Boeing's 787 wing flexed 25 feet upward during static testing, a deliberate deformation that would make a passenger scream, but guarantees your next flight won't fold like origami in turbulence. Now let's talk about the unthinkable. Crashing landing a fully loaded airliner. At the FAA's Technical Center in New Jersey, a 72-seat regional jet was dropped from 15 feet at 30 degrees nose down, a simulation of a non-survivable impact. Hidden inside, dummies wired with accelerometers to measure spine-shattering G-forces. The data used to redesign seats that stay bottled during a 16G impact. Yes, your uncomfortable economic seat is actually a shock-absorbing lifeguard. But why intentionally crash a plane? Let's rewind to 1954, when the Havilland's Comet jets began disintegrating mid-air due to pressurization cycles. The fix? Engineers bombarded a replica fuselage with water cannons, simulating 40,000 flights in a week. They discovered microscopic cracks around the windows, a flaw that rewrote aviation methodology. Today, every over-airplane window you see is a direct result of those explosions. Let's fast forward to modern certification by catastrophe. Airbus's A350 underwent a ultimate load wing test in 2020. Hydraulics bent the wing 16 meters until they fractured. The breakpoint, 149% of the worst turbulence ever recorded. So if you've flown on an A350, you've literally ridden a phoenix. And then there's the dark art of flight control override. In 2013, Boeing's 787 test pilots deliberately crossed wires to trigger a rudder handover, a nightmare scenario where the rudder slams full left at Mach 0.8. Their job to prove the plane could survive its own systems, turning traitor. Spoiler, it did. But only because test pilots like Randy Neville practiced recoveries most airlines deem impossible. But not all tests are violent. NASA's Vomit Comet, a modified KC-135, flies parabolic arcs to create 25 seconds of weightlessness. So while it's famous for astronaut training, its real value is testing fuel systems in zero G. So ever wondered why your plane's engines don't choke during the free fall turbulence? Thank the pilots who endured 40 parabolas a day and countless airsick bags. Now, let's address the ethical calculus. In 1994, a NASA-led team deliberately crashed a remotely piloted Boeing 720 into the Mojave Desert to study fire suppression. The crash killed all on-board dummies, but saved countless lives by exposing fatal flaws in cabin fireproofing. It's a grim truth. Every safety card in your seat back exists because something burnt first. So, if you are gripped by the science of survival, smash that subscribe button. We're just getting to the real secrets, like how pilots train to recover from spins so deadly they are banned in commercial flights. Want to see a real wing snap? Hit like and we'll dive deeper into the 787's carbon fiber torture test in the next video. So, don't miss the truth about hypersonic travel. Tap the bell so you never miss a flight realities breakdown. So, the next time you board a flight, remember your safety wasn't guaranteed by flawless engineering. It was earned in seconds of chaos, in controlled crashes, and in the courage of pilots who stare into the abyss so you never have to. I am Joseph Kabulu. Stay curious, stay safe, and keep looking up. Again, all tests shown or described are performed by certified professionals under federal oversight. Never attempt to modify or operate aircraft outside regulated protocols. And once more, I'm so sorry for keeping you this long. This was as a result of too many engagements I've had over the weeks. But I promise you, I'll keep giving you back to back every episode that will give you insight into what we do here at Flight Realities. So until next time, it's goodbye. Thank you.